fungi that's naturally occurring in the soil. Underneath the soil is an absolute web of all the mycelium of the fungi, or the underground body of it. What it's doing is it's travelling through the soil and it's extracting out moisture and it's extracting out nutrients as well. So dissolved nutrients like phosphorus and things like that out of the minerals. Our plants, probably from the first time they existed, set up a mutually beneficial relationship with fungi that was in the soil, where the plants would photosynthesize by catching all of that sunlight and soaking in carbon dioxide and water being around. They would make sugars like glucose, and they would then pump that to the mycorrhizal fungi and give the mycorrhizal fungi the sugar solution as food, and in return the mycorrhizal fungi would suck up the water and the dissolved nutrients and give it to the plant, so the plant could have all of its essential nutrients and vitamins. And this beneficial relationship's probably been going on since we had the first terrestrial plants. Where you've got the trees there, the network of mycorrhizae under the soil will connect the roots of that tree to the roots of that tree. And so sometimes if one tree's struggling, you'll actually get the sugar solution travelling underneath through all the mycorrhizal network and going up to the tree that's not making enough sugar, so they all support each other through the fungi. And then sometimes when a tree dies, the mycorrhizal fungi will keep the roots of the tree alive. So what they'll do is they'll feed the roots of this tree sugar solution to keep them, even though it's got no aerial parts anymore, they'll keep it alive so that they can use the roots of the would-be dead tree as a motorway to travel from this tree to that tree. So if I've got a tree here that's alive and one here that's alive, the fungi keep this tree alive as well, so that they can keep connecting everyone together. And then we'll have a third one, like that. So it's always diamonding out. And so by the time we get to the top, we've got the really drought-tolerant herbs at the top, going down sequentially until we get our moisture lovers down the bottom.
Oh my God, this is so gorgeous. You would never forget your first experience with tilia. I remember I was in Italy with my sister. All I could hear were the bees buzzing. This is...
Yeah.
What is that noise? What is that noise? And I followed the noise and it led me to tilia. And tilia has always been used as a very calming, tree that flowers made in tea to help children get to sleep. So it's a really nice, gentle herb. Also helps bring down your blood pressure, and it's also used if you've got like colds or feverish symptoms. It will help bring down a fever. And you can see how it's so generous with its bounty. There's so much tilia to harvest. You're not endangering the plant by harvesting the tilia. Thank you, tilia, lime tree. Tilia cordata, because of its cordate-shaped leaves. What herbs would help you sleep at night? You'd be thinking herbs like
valerian, lavender, lime flower, passion flower, hops, lavender,
Valeriana officinalis. It self-seeds everywhere, so they're going to be really happy for us to dig it up in the autumn. The roots are used to help you sleep at night, often used. You can make a tincture or have a tea from the roots. It helps with anxiety, stress, it helps lower your blood pressure. It's one of those herbs that I grew up on. I used to have huge anxiety about going to school and lots of unwanted thoughts, and my mum would make me or give me some tablets from valerian, and it would just help me get to sleep at night. And in fact I ended up going to sleep much earlier because I'd have really good dreams on valerian. About 2% of people don't like using valerian. It can make them hyper, a little bit more hyper. But people do take valerian during the day to help them with driving tests, any kind of stressful situations. Really helps with anxiety and stress. Heartbreak and emotional turmoil that we can all go through that can really affect our heart. The hawthorn's a great herb at supporting the heart. And rose is another great herb. What I love about walking through here, and I think if we can do it in silent with reflection, it's just sort of just tapping into that self-love for a minute and just appreciating what's around you. And I sometimes do meditations down here with people, so I'd love it just to share this little bit of magical space without words, just time for reflection. Here we have the lilacs.
Oh, they do look beautiful.
Sometimes people harvest them and make lilac ice cream.
Eat them now. Elderberry flowers. Elderflower.
And you all recognise that this is the start, the buddings of elderflower. So over the next couple of weeks we're going to be milking elderflower cordials. They're just coming, they're not ready to be picked yet, and when they're in full flower we'll be picking them. Contain like a yellowy dust over the top, which is a natural yeast. It's used for elderflower champagne and things like that. Put the eyeglass up to your eye and then bring the leaf or the flower right up to you. Count how many petals.
Oh, you're too cute.
So you'll find everything from the rose family has 5 petals. God, I'm in love.
I could just do this all my life.
We're harvesting the flowers. That means where we've picked, there will be no berries. Lovely. Let's keep going. We've left a third for the next generation, at least. I wanted you to recognise that this could look very similar to the elderflower we just saw. It's an ash tree, that's right. Often notice an ash because of the tiny little black nodes. Yeah. Always has little black nodes, really easy to identify. But the leaves can look quite similar to a rowan or an elderflower. I can tell it's going to be a clover, and there'll be a phytoestrogen, and we'll pick the flowering pink heads. Plantain for a tickly cough. Yes, absolutely. So plantain will be used for insect bites.
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Do you remember what plants has got salicylic acid in? Grows by the water.
Willow.
Yeah. What about another one? Big leaf, little leaf, big leaf, little leaf.
Meadow sweet.
Yes. Oh, this week again. So we peeled the leaf back and it's got salicylic acid in the leaf.
Isn't it used a lot in skincare?
Yes. It's anti-inflammatory, so witch hazel also contains salicylic acid in it. And it's very anti-inflammatory, but it's also antimicrobial, and it's very good for acne and skin conditions. Anti-inflammatory mainly. So some people are very sensitive to plants that are high in salicylic acids or foods high in salicylic acid. So you've got histamine sensitivity, so you're lowering loads of foods with histamine. Then you've got salicylic acid, and that can all cause inflammation in the body. So what kind of herbs will we use to reduce inflammation in the body? Turmeric. You could use comfrey, but how would you use it? Would you use it internally or externally? Externally. As a poultice, as a cream to reduce inflammation. It's yellow dock. Rumex crispus. It's got nice curly leaf, and it's often used. The root is dug up in the autumn, and it's got a really nice yellow taproot. And you'll harvest it up in the autumn, chop it up, dry it out, and then you can boil it up and make a decoction from it for constipation. There is folk tales about using the dock to help rub out the stings and help soothe the pain. But you could use any plant, it's just not just the dock. It's a brilliant laxative. I often give this to especially people who are constipated, got a lot of skin conditions.
I got one.
So
Almost.
we're doing one in 3. Then you have to work out this because you're doing 1 part herb to 3 parts liquid. So this you also need to make into 4 parts. We've got a 2 litre capacity. To bring. So then this we would change to 1,000 500 mils.
There's got to be 45% alcohol. What's 45% of one? And 2.
So 900 ml of water, that's a double.
Of alcohol.
And what is it of water?
110.
1100.
Echinacea.
Angustifolia.
Angustifolia. 1100 ml of water. And I will put 900 ml alcohol.
And
It
the
separates
most
quick.
important thing in the world to do is label it. Echinacea, Angustifolia, and a
30th.
date. The time it takes, the emotional, the physical, and self. So this is something I stand by when I practice medicine and I give to my clients. The social is all about eating together, what your social interaction is and your connection. And time affects all of these. The time you emotionally do the work on yourself, the physical, and self is what's unique to you, what you need to thrive. And food is definitely in the social area. And what type of food, why, how it's important. So someone going through the menopause may have lots of food with phytonutrients in them that are phytoestrogens that have hormone balancing effect. Some people who have blood sugar intolerances may have herbs and foods that help balance your sugar levels and slow releasing carbohydrates like oats. And all of these requirements take time. This is Viburnum a muscle relaxant.
Brilliant.
And so we were harvesting, and I've got this at home. Do you remember we took twig cuttings and we peeled all the bark as a muscle relaxant, and now it's flowering. This is looking a bit yellowy, but they will turn bright white. Viburnum Gelder Rose. Now this isn't made with sugar. This is made with xylitol. You could use the birch sap, or you could use the powder, or you could use stevia or algarve. It's just another way of trying to have elderflowers without sugar, because often people complain of having too much sugar. A couple of drops on your pillow to help you sleep at night. It also supports your liver. It's a wonderful herb. Some people use it in ointments or for skin, toning skin for rosacea. It's a really safe herb to use with children for lavender, eczema, psoriasis, all that kind of thing. You can make these fantastic lavender bath melts in the bath if your children have skin conditions. You can buy some cocoa butter, a tablespoon of almond oil, a couple of drops of lavender. You just mix it in a bain-marie. So you put the cold water in there, your cocoa butter in there, and then just heat it up gently. A tray of ice cubes, and you just pour the cocoa butter into it, put it in the fridge or the freezer, and it comes out as little melts. Great in the bath, great on the skin, kids love them. Yes, this is Zelly campaign. Do you remember that we used the root, and we harvested the root, and it was very aromatic but also very bitter, so stimulating the digestive system. So this is a kind of multi-purpose herb. When studying the digestive system you might be using it, but also you'd be using it for its respiratory antimicrobial properties. And this is going to grow nice and tall to about here with a lovely yellow flower. So if you've got enough room in the garden, you can see it spreads, it'd be a great plant to grow. And when talking about the respiratory system, we were talking about the marshmallow that's growing here. But marshmallow is also used for its soft leaves. The marshmallow is also used to as a digestive aid. So if you've got reflux, you might use the marshmallow to help soothe the mucous membrane again. So another alternative to antacids.
Use the leaves in the marshmallow.
The leaves and the root. The root
the
is
root.
stronger than the leaves.
Harvesting the sage or something like that, you've got the swollen bits on the stem and then you've got the narrow bits and then another swollen bit. Always harvest just above the swollen bit, and that way it can branch out and make new branches.